Today's idiom is, he clammed up. This phrase describes someone who suddenly stops talking and refuses to speak, often because they are shy, afraid, or simply don't want to share information. Think of a clam, a mollusk with a hard shell. When disturbed, a clam snaps shut, becoming completely unresponsive and uncommunicative. This visual metaphor, drawn from nature, perfectly illustrates the idiom's meaning, a person sealing themselves off and becoming silent. It's a very descriptive and widely understood expression, dating back to early 20th century American English. Let's look at how we use he clammed up in context. First, consider this scenario. When the police questioned him about the incident, he immediately clammed up and wouldn't say a word. Here, clammed up suggests a deliberate refusal to speak, perhaps to avoid incriminating himself or sharing sensitive information. He chose to remain silent, much like a clam closing its shell tightly. Our second example illustrates a different nuance. She's usually so talkative, but during the interview, she totally clammed up and struggled to answer any questions. In this case, clammed up likely implies shyness, nervousness, or stage fright. She became unable to articulate her thoughts, freezing up under pressure. Both examples show a sudden cessation of speech, but with varying underlying reasons.
There are a few similar expressions to clam up, but with subtle differences. To become tight-lipped means someone is deliberately not revealing information, often implying secrecy or discretion. While clam up can also mean this, it more strongly suggests an involuntary inability to speak due to nervousness or shock, or a sudden refusal. To go silent is a broader term, meaning simply to stop speaking, without necessarily implying resistance or difficulty. Clam up specifically captures that sudden, almost rigid refusal or inability to communicate, just like a clam shutting itself off from the world.
In summary, he clammed up is a vivid idiom that describes someone who suddenly becomes silent and refuses to speak. Its origin from the image of a clam tightly closing its shell perfectly illustrates this abrupt cessation of communication. Whether due to shyness, fear, or a deliberate choice not to share, this phrase effectively conveys the act of sealing oneself off from conversation. Keep an eye out for this expression in daily conversations and media. It's a great way to describe a very human reaction of withdrawing from interaction. I'll see you next time with another great expression.